He gives me the charge, and
So on that note, you think that she was not being professional?
well, whether I don't know whether she wasn't being professional or she was simply not interested. I mean, yes, if you're not interested, Ernest, I'm sorry, I can't work with you. I had called someone who told me she wasn't interested. I mean, there's someone who had shot a video for, even shot a video for, what's the name of the short guy who claims he has money? Shatabando. And the goat guy, the guy with chains, what's his name?
AY
Poyo. And I can. I mean, this is like my homegirl. I called her. She said she wasn't interested. She wouldn't shoot. I said, fine. If you don't want to shoot, that's cool. Do you understand? So if you want to shoot, let's work. How much are you charging? Okay, you request for costume or what. We pay you off and we work. You know. But this girl we used, this is her very first video. She's not shot any video. She's not shot. No one has used her. She's not shot any video. And, you know, people have, YouTubers have reactions. I don't know if you've seen the likes of Kojo Sheldon and Margaret Hebb and the rest. So they pick the video and then they analyze. So there's this Jamaican who's done something. 3 days ago, someone sent me a link and I was watching the video and I was watching and I even sent the link to EL that, yo, this guy is saying some good things about you and you need to watch the guy. I mean, if you listen to the kind of reaction, I mean, the kind of things the guy was saying about the 1K video and his reaction each time you saw the girls. It was, I mean, listen to something. Listen to this. Look at his face.
My brother there had the same expression on my face when she started to spin around, man. Oh my goodness.
I mean, you know, Jamaicans are funny people.
Yeah. But Andy, I think that you see, sometimes certain things happen so that other people will get the opportunity to shine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so maybe what happened was specially designed for the girl, even though you have to bear the frustration.
Oh, of course, yes, of course. Yeah. And this girl that featured in the video, you know, I took a video of her when we were filming, and she was shaking, and I was like, "Oh, get him, girl, get him," you know. And that video has gone way viral, like it's everywhere. Earlier this morning when I woke up, Papa Bills had sent me a screenshot of an American blogger who posted her on her status. Is a lady posted her on her status, and she said, "What? Go on, girl," or something like that. And I was watching. I was like, "Whoa!" You see how God works.
Yeah.
You know?
So whatever you know how to do, try to learn it and do it well, so that at the end of the day, only God knows where it will take you to.
And this girl
this girl, because God gave her, you know, that shape, has decided to at least let the world see.
Charlie, she not get shape.
Yeah.
Oh, she not get shape. Oh,
that's the name. Sheena.
Yeah, Sheena, Kim Sheena.
Oh, okay.
Mad.
Andy.
Yeah.
Please, let's go back to the Haji Bintu conversation.
Right.
I want to find out, how was the conversation like when you called her? Was it professional, or was it a normal, my name is Andy Dossi, blah, blah,
okay, blah. I just want you to fish.
Did you speak money with her? Did she speak money with you?
No, she didn't.
Did she agree on a date?
So that we don't
make it look like...
No, she agreed on a date, as I said. She said she was coming for a friend's engagement at La Paz.
Right.
And she agreed that she would come. She even mentioned her costume, and she made it clear to me that she doesn't want to wear skimpy clothes. She doesn't want to reveal her body. And in fact, even when I watched her in the Shatawale video, she was well clothed, you know, and she didn't expose skin. And immediately she told me that I was very happy for her. Like, yes, this is someone who wants to appear very clean in a music video. she didn't charge me any amount of money. Yes, if you want to talk money, talk money.
But
So
did you talk money with her?
no, I'm not in a position to talk money with you if I need your service. You must tell me, or Ernest, I hope I'm making sense.
But
if anyone contracts me, so someone calls me, Andy Chala, I want you to come play my birthday party for me.
How much do you charge?
Good.
That's the right.
Good.
I think that's the right thing.
No.
To do. You have
No.
to ask the person how much the person charges.
No, if you call me, Chala, I want you to come and play for me at my engagement ceremony. Which date? Oh, on this Saturday. What time? 8 p.m. Okay, good. Thank you very much. Okay, boss, Pacho, any Mami 1 Ghana or Mami 100 CDs, I charge you. Because me,
No, it's a two-way.
It's a two-way
For me-
conversation.
For me, I feel
Because
that
somebody will decide not to.
Hold on. I feel that once I call you, that's okay.
come and work for
My
me.
name is Hagler. I want you on a song with Andy Dusty.
Right.
I am supposed to ask you that, Charlie. How much do you charge when you do a feature? You get
Why?
it?
Well,
Why did she?
Because
Why did
you
she?
need the person.
Why?
You
Why
need
did
the
she?
person's service.
Why did she tell me what
You
she
need the
preferred?
person.
What
You need the
what you're
person's
saying,
services.
ideally,
That's why
that is
she
true.
should have.
Yes.
That's why
But-
she
but
should have referred
sometimes
me
too.
to a manager or someone who could speak business with me.
You mentioned earlier that when you called her, she was skeptical whether it was you.
It was me.
Yes.
So the best thing is,
You get
okay,
so-
speak with my manager.
So I feel, for me personally, I think you should have asked her that, oh, okay, so on this date, blah, 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 this place, this location, how much do you charge
Make I say,
when you feature in a music video?
80 and one seven is saying. I remember.
Okay,
we
which
spoke
means
to
you
and one
opened up
seven is saying.
for
Then
discussion.
she mentioned the clothing that media costume, and I said, okay, I'll provide the costume. She said, I don't want anything. So she was specific. She was very professional about that. That I don't want anything skimpy. I don't want to wear any skimpy clothes. So I even mentioned that, if that's the case, why don't I remember speaking with Yao Skyface, and Yao said, if that's the case, why don't we give her the money so she buy the costume herself? Because if you buy anything,
And she comes and
but
says
you
she
think
doesn't
it's
like
nice,
it.
and she
Yeah.
comes and she says she doesn't like it, then what? Again, you need her on this date, and she's not even in town, and she's driving in on the day you want her to come and work. So if she comes and she rejects the clothing, then it means we have to go and look around or shop
Exactly.
around for
That is
another costume.
Why, Andy, that is why you should ask her.
Unfortunately, I've changed my phone.
Okay,
Like I
that's
should
why-
have showed you
that-
messages that
Okay.
I sent to her
Okay.
asking her. I even asked her, what's her Momo number?
Okay, so that's why you should ask her how much she charges. She mentions the amount. You send the money to her so
Sure.
that it becomes
I hope we're
like
No.
you are taking the money. You
Yeah.
can say you
No,
want
yeah,
some.
but you see,
even if you are calling the person, he's
there
not
should
even
have been
picking up.
some
What
level
shows
of-
his hair anyway? What shows his hair?
Oh, so you are also not sure she was
Of
the one you
course,
spoke with.
of course, because I was not even sure.
So
because,
just like she also was not sure you were the
yeah,
one.
she was skeptical
you
that
were
it was,
also not-
she was
So
doubting.
we were all
so
in
then,
doubt.
Andy, how sure are you that she was the one you spoke? You are still not sure she was the one you
No,
spoke
what
with.
I'm saying is that, listen, okay, so try sending me
Then you-
a mobile number. Hold on. The person that gave me her number told me that, okay, this is not her name. Okay, there are too many things I can see.
Yes.
You understand? Okay, so when I tried sending her the cash, I checked. And what the person told me was right, per my findings, which meant she was the one I was speaking with. I think that she wasn't very fair to me after we had spoken and she had disappointed me earlier. She should have managed, or she should have told me that, unfortunately, I can't work with you. Or I can work with you based on A, B, C, D. But you made me hire stuff. I got too prepared and you were not forthcoming. That's not fair.
And as it stands now, we are still not sure whether
Are
it
you
was
sure
the
she
same
was the
person.
one you were?
Oh, she
dealing
was
with?
the one.
But you just said that. How sure?
It looks
You
as if
just
you
No,
are
said-
not
I wasn't.
That's all yes.
No. Hey, why are so here? No, wait, no, you said
weren't.
I should send the money. If you want me to send you money, like I'm dealing with you, someone calls me and tell me that, oh, this Andy Dusty, okay, are you sure this is Andy Dusty? Recently, in Christmas, I was supposed to go play at a 60th birthday. I mean, we had spoken. One day I was there, the man called me and asked me, is this Andy Dusty? I said, yes. Are you sure this is Andy Dusty? So you want me to send you your money before you? Okay, fine. That's fine. But look, I think we have to meet before. The man wanted us to meet.
Okay.
Because
Confirmation.
Look, yes, because you can send him your account number, he will send it. Meanwhile, your name and the dust is not what's in your account.
Yeah.
Yes. So that one there. I mean, every business-minded person wouldn't just send money because yes, you are Andy Dusty or you are Hagler or you are Ernest Charlie. Yeah, acquire me adverts, Maminti. I've sent you 2,000 or 5,000, so take it. And
so then, Andy, would you take part of the blame?
I mean, it's never done.
No, wait.
It's never done.
Would you take part of the blame?
If listen,
based
I remember.
no, hold on. Based on what you just said concerning the man that called you to go and play his 60th birthday, then
I didn't show up till now.
He has also not called.
No, are you telling me what the Amobi?
Then you
because I don't see the reason I have to come all the way, come and meet you before you know it's me.
Yes, because the man is skeptical
The
whether
man
you are
wanted
the
to
person.
authenticate.
Yes.
That's
like,
business.
Just like you are saying that.
So she should have come.
She
Just
should have
come.
No, you should have met her.
Where?
Because you need her.
So I just told you that she was not even picking up my calls. She was not even
What
picking up.
Agla is saying is that you should have arranged for a meeting even before the business.
Before the
commenced.
That's why I said
before-
I asked
before
her
the day of
to
the
come. She's not in town. Unfortunately, I can't tell where she is. So I asked her to come. Shall we meet? Yes, we'll meet. On which day? On the day I will come over. There is even an engagement, and I'll come shoot in the morning, go for the engagement, and come back and finish it. We're good. So we were waiting, morning, waiting, afternoon, no show. Call and call and call and call. Not picking up. Send message. Not in it.
So you're 100% sure that she was the one you were.
If she was a scam, when I asked her to give me her mobile number, she would have given it to me straight away. But everything showed she was not interested.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm talking business.
So you've not heard from her again?
No.
But have you tried reaching out to her to find out?
No.
Why you bought?
Oh no, it's fine. I mean, I have. Someone just sent the video. Can you imagine? You understand?
Okay, so this is the one you captured.
Yeah, this is the one I filmed. Yeah.
Randy, how's the video doing on YouTube?
It's doing very well. I mean, 40,000 views.
Okay.
Very impressive.
Wow.
Very impressive. Yeah.
But people should watch.
You were telling me something off air. Can you say it on air?
About what?
About the comments I passed on the video. Can you say it?
Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you my personal opinion.
Right.
You know, with all the noise we've made about the video is out first, we were all sharing it on all social media.
Right.
Then on the first, unfortunately I was ill. So I saw snippets of the video. I was expecting to see a lot of
a lot of girls.
Yes.
A lot of
But
big.
I was so disappointed.
When you saw the
Why?
video.
When I saw it, I was disappointed.
Why did you
Because
meet the
based on
number you were
hype-
expecting?
Based on the hype we've given it and based on what Andy had told us as
and
a
the
team,
videos you had seen.
and the short videos that we had seen before, I was so disappointed. So this morning, this is the first time I'm coming to work in 2021. So this morning, when he started playing this one, I was like, Andy, I was so disappointed.
So how many ladies were you expecting to see?
No, I was expecting to see some
Bigger than
yes.
Okay, so what happened was that we had to take a lot
Were
of.
you impressed with what you saw?
You wanted to see big women with big buttocks.
Because that's not what you told us.
Charlie, 1K. Okay, so.
But Charlie, act like this one, I know be small.
Charlie, but you this. No, but what this.
you've been told.
Andy told
This
us.
no,
Proud to
Fly
the
my boy.
reason
This
of the
girl, see what you are saying. Look at the way she's shaking, and you are telling me you are not impressed.
I saw this guy. I was impressed with the performance. But I want to ask a question. 1K for your baka. I saw some slim girls in there. Like
There was no slim girl.
oh, there were slim girls.
There were some slim girls.
The poolside
Yes.
scene. There were some.
Oh,
slim
there
girls.
were vixens. I mean, you need vixens.
Flats back.
But why flat? You know the back.
No, Kumi, if I want to drop 1K for your baka, it has to be worth it.
No, it depends on what you like.
Because
Some
if
like big ones. Some
you
like
drop the
slim ones.
1K, if you drop the 1K.
So it depends. It depends on what you like.
You should lie on the
Some
back.
people prefer,
But-
slim but
No,
curvy.
but when you drop the 1K, just like Fly saying, it should
It
stay
for
there.
rest.
It's
Stay there.
not supposed
Okay.
to fall.
But
know,
the
for
slim
drop.
girls, I think
Okay.
it will slip.
Maybe you have to put it. You have to put it. Maybe you have to put it.
You know, there
somewhere.
is this reaction from a guy called what was Seth Ben or something like that
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
Okay. What's he saying?
And he was saying that sa slim girl no na video no say obefam mo me twa the guy bore off. I mean, yesterday someone said to me, "Oh, people have been." I must confess, it's been very interesting. I mean, I've been
Tell
watching.
us why you took out portions of the
Okay, so I took those portions out because it was weird. Ramoni Jan, he was complaining.
Why was it too
because
wild?
Abraham was complaining.
He was he was complaining that. I mean, some people watched it. Pakwesi, our own boss. Pakwesi watched the video and he was also complaining. Oh, Charlie, I think it's too much. I think it's too much.
Too much or too wild?
Well, it was too wild. That's what he was saying. Too wild. So we had to go back.
Give the bloggers the news. You say the thing. Give us the news and let's write and stop.
Why? Is there anything?
There's a reason why he took out portions of the video.
See what mommy boy.
Say the thing properly and let the bloggers write the news for you.
Oh, okay.
My mom wasn't too happy. You know, she was like, then she give to me. Yeah.
So mommy
at the original video.
Yeah, mommy boy.
So how did she got to know?
Oh, but I had the video. You know, we had the video long before we even posted it.
Oh, okay.
So we had to take too many things out. Too many. Now when you crowd,
So mommy. Thank you very much. We are still.
I want to hear what the guy said about the slim girl. So when he saw the guy with the slim, he was like, see.
Like, what is this? We want the woman with a big something. We have music video on. Now with the BBC, I won't be happy. The boys won't be happy. We don't like this one. We like the other one.
This guy is not correct. Now listen, check this out. He saw the girl again.
Like it. The slow movement.
I don't think this guy is correct. See. I mean, looking at his face and his description. Now you saw the girl.
Seriously, say again when the video move your mouth. Say this way can't go to.
A guy, wow.
But you need it to balance it. I mean, you need it.
Yeah, me personally, okay. Per the explanation Mr. Agla was given, which means the money for stay, if it is dropped, for that definition or the explanation, then I think the flat one doesn't qualify. But it depends on your preference. You know, someone chengelinge, someone ubulu.
But there are some slim girls who know how to use their
no. But when you put the 1K there.
Oh, if they are using it well,
it wouldn't stay unless maybe you drop it.
You know, I had snippets, I had videos of Charlie. I had the kind of videos we had earlier. It was too well.
But were you pleased with it?
They were wild.
Were you pleased?
If we had to put it out, why not? Why wouldn't I be pleased? In fact, I had to go back to the director that Charlie had none on. I said, brass, how can I see 18 plus? So we had to go back.
And you didn't put into consideration what mommy will say.
I was not even thinking about her in the first place.
Okay, you were thinking about business.
You
know, our mothers, Charlie, it's good that you have somebody who will still at least let you know certain things where they feel, oh, Happy New Year, welcome. You know, where they feel that things were not going right. So was my sister featured in
You know, Ria should have featured in the 1K video. At the time we were filming, she was in Zanzibar. She was outside Ghana. She was holidaying in Zanzibar.
Oh, at the expense of
where is Zanzibar, Tanzania?
Yes, it's an island of the coast of Tanzania.
So you went to Tanzania? to chill.
Oh, Andy, I was working for you.
Working for me. Instead of twerking for me. Hey, listeners, we'll be right back.
Working for me instead of twerking
Instead
for
of
me.
working for me.
Wow.
I have pictures you can add to the video. Don't worry.
Pictures or video?
Pictures, videos, whatever you
Videos.
want.
Where did you take them at the beach?
Yes, please.
Good.
Good morning, Andy. Happy New Year.
No, because if not the beach, where else? Someone said to me, the ladies have been sending videos. They've been tagging me in their dance videos on social media. One came out and she was in Slate and Kaba. And Charlie, you need to see it. On a Sunday, whether she took it after church or before. With some handkerchief.
Baka in Kaba.
Charlie.
Wow.
And some people are also messing around with the song. There was one someone said to me yesterday.
I'm surprised.
I laughed. Oh, Charlie, you need to see it. You need to see it. I don't know, bloggers. You need to see it. I mean, I saw one and I laughed.
You know, Andy, sometimes these days, the ladies wear things to enhance their backsides and to accentuate their hips. So, you know, if she wears bikini, she can't wear the things she's been wearing. So probably it's the cover and slit that will make.
So the cover was
But for me, I think what we used in the video, for me, what we have out there is fine, especially on YouTube. There's a TV version and there's a YouTube, and even if if you don't pay proper attention, you may not even see the difference with what's on YouTube and what's on TV.
Okay, so I'll go and watch the YouTube again.
Yeah.
I've watched.
Imagine.
Okay.
Don't be greedy.
Imagine.
Sugar me, oh my baby, oh Sandra, mama.
Oh, boy.
Come on, the wine your waist. Say don't be greedy.
Who does that?
Sugar me, oh my baby, oh sorry to mama. And if you want, come on, the wine your waist.
What's that? Tones. Charlie.
Listeners, we're going for a quick commercial. When we come back, who becomes Deputy Minister for Tourism and Creative Arts? Now, check out suggested names for Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture appointment. Some people in the tourism and creative space have started pushing an agenda of who they want to see as ministers for the job. I'm talking about tourism, arts and culture. Well, the ministry, which was first created by former President John Mahama in 2013, had Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejari and Jifa Ablagoma. She as the minister and deputy respectively. When Nanado took over the reins of government in 2017, he appointed Catherine Afeku as minister and Dr. Ziblim Idi as deputy. With Nanado starting a second term in government, before that, in 2019, Catherine Afeku was replaced by Barbara Otinjesi. Now, it is expected that he would make some changes in these appointed. Now, by Soseko for former president of Musiga and 2020 MPP parliamentary aspirant at the Asante Achim South constituency, Catherine Ablema Afeku, former Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, Kwesi Agyemang, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Tourism Authority, Marco Krekumante, music producer and President of the Creative Arts Council, Juliet Asante, filmmaker and Executive Secretary of the National Film Authority, Kojo Frimpong, broadcast journalist, Kobno Cheda, Member of Parliament for the Takradik constituency, James Corsa Brown, Talent Manager and 2020 MPP parliamentary aspirant from Fansiman constituency, which these people will be given the opportunity to serve the tourism, arts and culture sector as minister or ministers. Source is GhanaWeekend.com. Ernest, let me begin with you.
Yeah, so are we looking at the ministers or their deputies?
Okay, so let's look at ministers first.
Ministers. Somebody like Kwabena Ochredakon, he's a young man. He's done so well in his constituency. He's loved. His demeanor and everything, you know. Somebody like Ghana Tourism Authority, my friend
Kwesi
Ajman. Kwesi has done well.
We're talking about the main minister. So.
Yeah, I just want to touch on what I know about them. Kwesi has done well, and his.
I hope you know the reason I'm cautioning you on that. The reason is that you can't be a minister if you are not a member of parliament.
No, you can be a minister.
The main.
Yes, you can be a minister. The Constitution says the president is supposed to take over 50% of his ministers from parliament.
Right.
So you can be within the 49% that falls outside parliament.
Right.
So going to parliament gives you an edge, gives you an upper hand. You get closer.
Right.
To the appointment.
At
So
least you can
even
lobby for
though
your sector.
even though you are not an MP, you can still qualify as a minister. There are ministers who are not MPs. A typical example is Amewu, who happens to be the energy minister. He just won. So he's been sworn into parliament and he's in the first term about some few days into it. So you can be a minister. Yeah, you can be a minister without not being a parliamentarian. But when you get to parliament, you get closer to the corridors of, the appointments and all these things because of how the Constitution has been framed. So somebody like Kwesi Ajman, he's done well. And especially
very, very
the year of return crowned everything.
Year of return, beyond the return.
Yeah, beyond the return. Unfortunately,
what's the new one? Beyond the return.
After followed that one. After COVID came in,
I was listening to my Gizzo. And Mercury last week, and they said, "What is after the beyond the return?"
I'm sure they will launch something when COVID goes down a bit. Now that we have the vaccines and everything.
far away from the return.
So he's he's also not a bad choice. Somebody like Catherine Afeku, our own Catherine, she stated that power before.
I wish Catherine would come back.
Unfortunately, it looked as if we were not used to how she was. So we thought she was too loud. She was too almost everywhere.
But wasn't it the right thing?
But we didn't understand her.
Okay.
So we're the same people who chased her out. But when the new one came, we realized that let me speak for myself. When the new one came, looking at Afeku and looking at Barbara, I would always choose Afeku.
Why?
Because she seems to align a bit to the space. Barbara is all reserved, a lawyer who, the connection.
So laid back.
The connection. How when Afeku was there, the industry was almost every time within the media. At every point in time, she brought the spotlight to the sector. So comparing the two, maybe there were certain things that she did that people didn't like. Yes. But apart from that, if you have to look at their demeanor, their delivery, their engagement with industry players and all these things, if you have to compare, and we will be very, very analytical, we realize that if you are to compare, then Afeku will stand tall above, Barbara. I think that Barbara, yes, she's done well. Yes, she's done well. At least when she came, there's been some engagements, and all these things. But
even with the creative arts bill, I think she played a very
definitely. Being the minister, you have to play the lead role, and the other people will support you. So I think that she's done her part. But if you are to compare in terms of, and you see, Afeku is also a 360 politician who speaks their language. They speak a common language. So you can be an industry person who is affiliated to the political party, or you are being accepted as a member, or you play an integral role, but there are some languages they speak. And I see Afeku to be in that light as compared to Otinjes, Barbara. So Afeku, yes, I think Afeku playing the lead role. If we bring her back, now you realize that since the Creative Arts for Change came and the likes of Sadiq, Rexoma also started their own agenda from the camp of NDC, issues of the creative business space was brought to bear. Now people got the opportunity to. There is this friend of mine, and he listens to Hitz FM a lot. Yesterday I was with him, and he told me that Hitz FM has given him the opportunity to understand the creative art space. Do you know why? Because Mark will be here, Sadiq will be here, Mr. Logic will be here, Sadiq will be here, Kwesi Ernest, you know, and they all try to convince people as to why their party should be voted for based on what they have. So it gives people the opportunity to understand some of the things that hitherto we're not talking about the industry now, because there is a competition of ideas, competition for numbers. Now people are beginning to understand them more because these people are explaining the things that people didn't understand. So it was like an island to them. Okay, do it. Now the people who were hitherto not interested in creative arts issues and topics and all these things are beginning to pay attention to it. So it's good that now we've gotten to this point. So now that we have people who are loud, who are vociferous, who are willing to always let people know what they feel about something, if we bring back Afeku with the check and balances, I think it will be good as compared to the current one that we have. Talking about the deputies, can I touch on it?
Yeah.
Deputies. Let me start from...
you want to react to hit on the main before I come back to you?
Okay,
I think that'll be much better.
No, honestly, you've said basically whatever I wanted to say. You've given us insights on the issue substantially. For me, personally, I don't care who they put there because...
You don't care?
I don't care.
Wow.
Why?
Because my heart was broken when I was in University of Ghana, and Honorable Jifa Gomashi was the
deputy.
Yes, creative arts. Yeah, I felt like, okay, so this is somebody who knows the industry, who has been in our shoes before, who has actually, worked. A creative arts person is in power now. So I was expecting that, okay, do something for us, especially we the students of me. I was in the School of Performing Arts, so I'll take it from that angle. Okay. We the students from School of Performing Arts. All I felt like she did was come to events she was invited to. That was it. I didn't see what she did for us, honestly.
What were you expecting?
We don't have students. We have very qualified people coming out of the School of Performing and being in acting, being in production, being in radio and playwriting. They come out and they are found. Yes, they are found wanting. They are dancers in the school. They are beautiful musicians in the school. People play violin in my school, and they come out of the school and we have nothing. It's not like we are not carving a niche for ourselves. I mean, if you have the money or the capital to start something, good for you. You are on your own. That's the beauty of what we learned.
Right, sorry to cut you, but yes, her time had elapsed.
Exactly. That's where
her time had expired. So let's look at the.
But Andy, let's look at it from this point of view. If you are a deputy, you are supposed to support the minister, but the minister is the lead
and suggest. Exactly.
But when you suggest as to whether the minister is willing to go with what you are saying, is a different thing altogether. And when they were there, we heard, we don't know, but we heard that there were some misunderstanding between her and the substantive minister. So even though we don't know for a fact,
exactly,
but these are rumors that we heard.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you're a deputy, even though it is important, it's like the president and the vice.
She became quite unpopular to us, the students,
yeah,
because we felt like, our saving grace is here, and the ministry had just been, created. So we were like, okay, this is it. We are doing this. You understand? But we didn't see anything. So I felt like, you know what, I don't really care about this ministry again, because
it's because you guys didn't understand how some of these
positions
work.
Probably we didn't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, and I would be the one to say it. Probably we didn't understand. But since it's like, Andy, you have a brother, okay, and the brother has been given a position somewhere, maybe you have expertise in. Nobody would even tell you that, oh, maybe your brother will fix you somewhere.
But if your brother reports to somebody, your brother can only suggest, massage.
I totally understand you, but we didn't get it like that. You understand? We didn't get it like that. We and you say you don't necessarily know what happened there. Okay, we also thought it was automatic. We invited, her and Honorable Ejakume, his soul rest in peace, were one of our pillars when we were in school. Every show, every kind of event, and you know, because we are in the creative, we had a lot of events, dance, music, theater, arts. We had a lot of events. No matter where they were, they would come. You understand? You come, we put our grievances before you, and we feel like nothing was done about it. So we were very sore about the ministry.
Okay, so Yofi Ison sends in this message, and he says, "Boss, good morning. For Honorable Kwabio Chedako, I wonder how his name came up, because even with our industry here in Western region, with all his position and connections, he cares less about us. How can such honorable be of help to the whole nation? DC for Wasa East, Honorable Wilson Arthur will be a better choice, looking at his contribution to the creative arts industry here in the region." Well, okay, so that's from Yofi Ison. You know Wilson Arthur, right?
Yeah.
Sky.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, they are with them. So they know how they react to.
But before that, you were saying that he does good, he's being loved.
No, I'm talking about
someone who is reporting from.
I'm talking about his general. You know, I'm not relating it to this industry. I'm talking about how he is in general.
Right.
But I've told you my choice, and I've given why I think she's the best. So, well, maybe they stay with him and they know that he's not connected to the sector. Maybe he can do better elsewhere,
right? But
not with a creative space.
Okay, so let's look at the Vice.
The Vice.
Some names have come up.
Is Socrates' name in the Vice or?
I was expecting it.
I heard so. But it's not in this. It's not in the write-up.
Oh, okay.
But I heard Socrates
because I've also heard his name moving around. Socrates, a good movie producer. You know,
who understands the industry.
He understands the business. He understands the industry, and I don't know his connection when it comes to music, but I know at a point he was with xylophone, so he should have an idea when it comes to how to market music and all this kind of thing.
But with movies, well, it's intertwined with music.
That one is there. But there are good movie producers who know nothing about music and otherwise,
right?
You know, so you should have an interest in it so that you add it to what you know by learning the tenets of the game. So at the end of the day, I think Socrates, in terms of the works he's done, in terms of his years of experience, he qualifies a lot. But the temperament is where I have a problem.
Temperament?
Yes. You know, Socrates, I cannot say he's quick-tempered, but if you provoke him, he will come out. And sometimes in your quest to come out hard, you end up stepping on toes or saying things you shouldn't say. And it is a typical example is, I didn't listen to that show. I've not seen that video, but I've heard so many people talk about it, unless maybe he comes out to say that it was not true.
Which show?
The one that he went on another sister station to cry or to weep or to lament because he believes that his party is not treating him well. yes, somebody will say that we fight with our wives, we fight with our girlfriends, we fight with our mothers, we fight with our brothers, but we don't go public shouting and screaming because I had a fight with my wife or with my brother or with my sister. When it happens that way, people begin to feel that you cannot soak pressure. And this is an industry that is full of pressure. So you need somebody who can soak that pressure, neutralize the pressure, and still keep the machine running. That is where I have a problem when it comes to Socrates. But as to whether he deserves it or not, 100%. Now, let me come to my own boss, Okreku Mante. He's done so well in the music space, sleep music, the number of productions he's churned out and all these things. He's done so well, produced some of the biggest, if not the biggest, in the industry. And the last time I was asking him when he started production, how old was he? He was 23. 23, around 23. Look at our young boys around in our neighborhood, 23.
How he even got money
few of them,
to do it.
Few of them have the foresight to even start something on their own. But at that age, he became big. He was everywhere. You know, because they're like, why I said that was, I was looking at it, I was like, boss, you know they grow. Because the time I heard you with Swazibi, Sazi Park, Afishapa, Charlie, years old, and you are still the same. That was when he said that. He started at a very early stage. So that that is why he's still in the system. And he still looks young.
I knew only, I think I'm young, relatively young, let me just say that. So I only knew him through Mentor, TV3 Mentor, when he was giving it to all the bad singers. But
that time I did quite so I'll bore. This man waiting. We get musicians. You know. Yeah. So Okreku Mante, he's done it all.
I think, but as I was saying,
he also he has a stint with production.
No, I know. I was coming there. He was a producer of Ifira. Yeah.
But as I was saying when we went on commercial break, I think because of his experience, Obo could also.
Let me come. So Okreku, looking at where he is as the president for the Interim Creative Arts Council, I think he stands tall because already he's closer. And Socrates also where he is also closer. But one thing I've realized about Okreku Mante is he knows how to soak pressure. I don't know how other people see him, but my experience with him, having worked with him, he knows how to soak pressure. Even when there is pressure, he has this calm demeanor that he gives. And he chooses his words very well. Very well, even when he's angry. And that gives him an edge over others. Talking about Obo. Quiet. Was psycho for.
The way immediately you mentioned.
Yeah. Obo has done a lot in terms of our music space. He's done a lot. He when he started as a musician, he's one of the musicians I admired so much because he was so courageous. And if you watch his music videos, the craft and everything, you know, you see that he knew what he wanted. He was very particular about the kind of videos especially I love that video so much. I love that video so much. And he came to Tema Fest one day and he was doing acrobatics. I was like, wow.
But he was doing it when he was very young.
Oh,
I never knew. That was the first time I saw him do that.
He was in my karate class when we were young.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the first time I saw him do that, and I was like, yeah, Charlie, the guy. But all of a sudden,
as a black belt, you do, I go rip you rough. Yes,
even with the post belly.
Then I have to be. Hey. I have to be careful. No, but even the belly is a weapon. You know, but he's trimmed. He's trimmed so much. So when Obo decided to go for the presidency and become the president for Musica, some of us, we had so much hopes, we had so much expectations, even though we couldn't meet all. But you realize that when he came, he started this registration of all musicians in Ghana, the classification and all these kind of things. I think he brought in some energy. He brought in some fresh vibes into that place.
Because he was young.
He was young. And he wanted to, and he started this fund for the aged musicians and all these things. So that was very innovative. There were a lot of things that he did. He did Ghana Music Festival.
Ghana Music Week.
Was it Ghana Music Week?
Ghana Music
yeah.
Week.
And all these things, even though there were controversies around it in terms of, the revenue, the amount that were accrued and what it was used for and all these kind of things. He's done well. He knows the space. I don't know his connection or his knowledge base when it comes to, the other parts of the industry in terms of, the movies, the carvings and other things.
Other arts.
Other arts. I don't know his understanding about it, so I don't want to talk much about it. But Obo's problem still remains the 2 million Ghana cedis that was given to Musica, because the controversy has not been solved. The puzzle has not been solved yet. Because when the money was given, some people said that the money was given to the creative space, not Musica alone. But some people also said that it was given to Musica. At the end of the day, the money finds its way to Musica. Now, Musica said that, one, they were going to do a research to have a data of the contribution of Ghanaian music to the GDP. That is one. Build an ultramodern studio where musicians can go there and train. Budding musicians can be trained. Build a music library, digital music library. Buy instruments so that if Musica is playing any show,
you can use them.
They can use their instruments. At the end of the day, the question is, were they done? Yes, the research we heard, but I personally have not seen the research. I've not read it.
I heard him. I remember that.
Have you seen a copy of the research?
No, but the other time he came here, I think he mentioned some
We've been
figures
talking about
regarding
it.
the GDP.
We've been
my
talking about
memory,
it, but
my memory does not really serve me right.
I don't know.
I may not get the
personally,
accurate figure he mentioned.
Forgive me if I'm being ignorant here, but personally, I've not seen it. I've not read it, and if it is there, then we should be shown where we can get it. Because at the end of the day, they did the research, and according to what we heard, it was given to government. So maybe government can do us the favor by letting us know whether they have it or not.
We can go for inquiry.
Yeah. Now that right to information bill is there, we can pursue it and have a copy. Then no. Apart from that, Musica still, from what I heard, Musica still rent instruments when they are playing shows.
Yeah.
But which shows are they playing?
No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Apart from that too, when you go to Musica, I don't know if you've been there lately, whether you see any digital.
Where digital? Do you know? Okay.
Digital library where anybody can go and make inquiries about Ghanaian music.
I think they've left already. I've forgotten. It's part of the Marine Drive.
Yeah.
That's settled.
No, I'm not talking about the building. I'm talking about having established what the.
But establishment must be in the building. Where else would it be?
Oh, but if
how can the office be
Andy, if you are to move from here to the other building, you go with your equipments. So do they have it? That is the question. Then, if you go there, do you see a place where musicians are being trained? Budding musicians are being trained. What instruments are they using? The last time I went there, I heard some drummen bingy chanting, and it was some rastas who were rehearsing. I don't know if it is part of it.
Only
musicians, but I didn't see that.
Go to
Andy
Afufo joint at where's Nabil's office where we used to go eat?
Where?
Oh, is that Adabraka? Adabraka, Adabraka. Asylum down. And you find those bingy boys there.
Don't forget, I've been one before. So
they'll come and entertain you. They'll
Yeah.
play you all songs of Bob Marley's albums. And you give
bingy
them
chanting. I've been one before. So
you-
I'm
when
not
you
saying
meet
they
your
are not
people-
musicians, but what I'm saying is what we were promised. It looks as if we're not delivered.
Exactly.
Now, we were here when PIAC came with a report. Public Interest and Accountability Committee. They came with a report. They were looking at how the oil revenue fund were disbursed. And I remember we spoke to either...
I think we had a copy. We had a copy, yeah?
Yeah. I remember we treated it here. We spoke to a member of PIAC or an agency that aided the research. And it came out that out of the 2 million cedis, Musica led by Obo, was able to account for 800,000 out of the 2 million. And as it stands now, 1.2 million is unaccounted for. And it went to Public Accounts Committee because the money was taken from the Oil Revenue Fund. It was not a money that was doled out by any politician, any government, or any individual. It was part of the Oil Revenue Management Fund. As it stands now, the 1.2 million has not been accounted for, unless maybe it has been done recently that we didn't know. But I remember when this issue came out, we tried reaching Obo, and he said that according to what our reporters told us, he was not ready to talk about it. Because now he was pursuing a different thing. So yes, Obo is good, but he should. I think this 2 million cedis is a thorn in his flesh, and as early as possible he should come out and find a way to free himself from that perception, or else it might follow him. So in as much as my brother has done so well, that small tint, he should find a way to clear it so that it wouldn't hang around his neck. As it stands now, because as it stands now, it is captured in the oil disbursement, report that 2 million was given to Musica because a proposal was brought, and per the proposal, A, B, C, D were why the money was given out. They've been able to account for 800,000. The 1.2 million. When are they going to account for it so that Obo will be free?
Okay, I think you raised very important points. Let's also look at before Ria come in. Let's look at. You don't want to say anything.
He said
James Costa Brown is also named here.
Yeah, Costa, my own brother.
Yeah,
he's done well. When he told me that he want to enter into politics, I thought he was joking. We met at Oforiam Ponsen's house, and when he was launching his path, so we discussed it. And I thought it was one of those things. He started organizing events there, festivals, music shows, and all these things. And he said that, Charlie, bro, I want to get into politics. I like how far he's come. Costa Brown, I know he's into, is it banking or something? Yeah. So with his experience in the music industry and his experience in the financial sector, he also wouldn't be a bad choice. But if you ask me personally, I would choose Okreko Mante. 1, because of his track record. And 2, let me be biased here. I have every right to be biased. And 2, Andy, why NPC in my room? So please, from where I sit, they all qualify. They've all done well. They've all worked so hard for Mother Ghana. They've worked so hard to see the industry grow to this level. But Ernest, I'll choose Okreko Mante.
Juliet Asante, let me begin with you, since it's a female we're talking about here. You know Juliet Asante?
I know Juliet Asante. I think I grew up watching Juliet Asante, one of the finest actresses we have in Ghana here. Honestly, I do not know her work I do not know what she has done, unless maybe Uncle Ernest would tell me exactly.
Juliet, she organized this.
Not the Black Star something.
Yeah, Black Star. It was Mr. Agla.
It's a film
Black
festival.
Star Film Festival.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, but how far did it go?
Oh, but she did well.
It was
Fine,
it was
she has
successful.
done well, but
It was very vibrant.
I am a gender activist. Okay, if a woman is qualified, I want her to be there. If she isn't, I wouldn't, want her to be put in a position where she's not qualified. Judging by what Uncle Ernest has said, I think the people you mentioned before her have a lot on their credentials, more than Auntie Juliet. Okay, so left to me, Mr. Marco Krekomante, Catherine Afeku, Obo, Socrates Safo.
Yeah.
I have seen what they have done. So those are the people I would like to rally behind. Okay, but I still maintain my assertion that I'm not really keen about the person that they are going to put there, because I just want the person who has the industry at heart, somebody who is going to work. That is why I even brought the whole Jifagomashi into the equation. Okay, because I didn't see what she did for us, but I want somebody who is willing to work, whether in the creative arts industry or not in the creative arts industry. Somebody might not be in the creative arts industry, but might see the loopholes, might see exactly what exactly what we are lacking, and come and change the game in the industry. So for me, if they are willing to work, if they are willing to lay down rules and curb some of the problems we have in the industry, then I'm good with it.
And you know that I don't expect much from them.
Okay.
I always say this.
From who?
From whoever becomes the minister or the deputy. I always say this, and sometimes people do not understand. Because our society, we still don't see the creative space as a business. We see it as fun. The first things any government thinks about when that person wins power, and it cuts across in their manifestos. If you like, look at their manifestos and look at what they've written about the creative space. You realize that the first things, like Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, is what to eat, where to sleep, and what to wear. So every government thinks about food, thinks about health, education, and infrastructure.
Policies.
The other policies before they look at the creative space, because we don't see the creative space as part of our developmental agenda. When you go to places like America, I've not been there, but we've read and we've heard that America, because they wanted the world to see them as so strong, will send one person to go to Vietnam and kill everybody in Vietnam.
Rambo.
And come back.
Chuck Norris.
Meanwhile, the Vietnam War, the Americans lost. So, in your mind, America is too powerful. In your mind, America is too big. Look at Chinese. When you see a Chinese, the first thing that comes into your mind.
COVID.
Recently. But before then, when you see a Chinese, so approaching him becomes a problem, because they used their movies to sell a certain idea to us, until the point where we feel we are talking about how to stop galamsey, and it's a problem. Meanwhile, we have a space that is so effective.
Right. Hold on for me. Well, a lot of comments are coming in, very, very interesting comments. But let's speak with Sadiq. Unfortunately, Sadiq can't be here. He says there's an emergency, and so we have to link him via phone. Sadiq, good morning.
Good morning, Andy.
How are you?
I'm good, Andy.
Charlie, many thanks for your time yesterday.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I bought for house already, so now and then.
I
know, right? I know. Okay, so what's your take on this? Where I hope you've been following the discussion.
A bit of it, but just give me a small lowdown and then quickly I'll just jump into it.
Right. So we're discussing the deputy ministerial position for the creative arts.
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, my position from the get-go has always been straightforward. There's one person that I think that fits the bill on the basis of his experience and allegiance to the NPP. I've seen him work within the last 4 years to advance the cause of the creative industry within the NPP and the government, and that person is Mark. I mean, there's no doubt without anything that the best person that fits the deputy ministerial appointment in the NPP currently until there's an upset from our court case. But in absence of that, the best person that fits this is Marco Kokomante. I mean, take a look at his entrepreneurial drive. As young as 22, 23, Marco's running one of the most prolific and successful music production companies in the country. Aside from that as well, the same company, Sleep Music, has been at the forefront of organizing music shows and festivals, the Highlight Festival, the MTN Music Festival. He's also been involved in organizing one of the first big, political movements relative to the creative industry. I've always made the point that proud to asserting it, that group that really pioneered the whole political movement of creative arts within the politics of the country was the Creative Arts for Change. And Mark was very, very active in the Creative Arts for Change from 2008. They lost the election. He stayed with his party. 2012, they came back again. They lost the election. In 2016, they won the election. We were all expecting that this was going to the appointment that he was going to get. But, their party know best. They put him at the Creative Arts Council. Even though the bill it took so long to come, regardless, it's one of the achievements of Mark. I know how he worked and kept on going back and forth with the government and trying to push through with some of these things. It's been very, very difficult. I know he had a very difficult thing to pursue also because there was no strong consciousness of creative arts within the government, but he persevered. They got the bill passed, and of course, he's been at the forefront of campaigning and advocating for the party and trying to organize the creative arts front. From there, myself and him as well. I belong to the other side, but without a doubt, there's the one person that best fits the deputy ministerial position. It's Marco Kokomante. That said, I think that the other person that will best fit the ministerial, the substantive, should be Akwesi Agyeman as well. So for me, Akwesi Agyeman, Marco Kokomante, these two people, head to head, I think that these are the two people that should man the space.
Well, it's good. It's good you've touched on the main position. One name that has also come up is former Minister Catherine Afiku. Do you think it will be proper for her to be reinstated?
No, I don't think so. My views about her is
your own auntie.
My views about her is, very, very straight. I think that as much as she was a very visible minister, I think that her knack not to listen and her knack to be armstrong and pursue without considering the interest and the feedback from industry, it's something that that will not put her in a good stead for this. And beyond that, there's a major corruption issue at the ministry involving her that has not come out. Everybody seems to be hush-hush around it within government. And their government, knowing that issue, will not put her up for this. There's a lot of issues relative to a certain advance fee that was made in relation to, what's that beach project?
Which beach project? Marine Drive?
Marine Drive project. And this allegation was made strongly by her chief director on the show I was on. And this is an issue that is still in government that has been hush-hush for the past 4 years. This issue will not serve her well. And of course, they know if they appoint her, this issue will come back again. And no government within, look, we're not in normal times. If you look at it, my party, for instance, is contesting the elections. there seems to be a certain level of tension. Look at the issues in Parliament, for instance, where there's a hung Parliament, for instance. So any government will not want to start on the wrong footing. No government will want to start with a very bad vibe from the get-go. You understand? And so when you look at it, if I was part of an appointing authority at this particular time, you would want to start on a more neutral and positive vibe. Two people from within government that have had that and have been able to reach out and have been doing a lot of the work has always been Akusi Agyeman and Makoko Kumante. It's always been them. Issues of industry has always been them for the past 4 years. You could see from the back. Look, a lot of people do not know this. Even though I belong to the other side, I've been very critical of this particular government. But consistently, these two guys, and to some extent Sokweto Safo as well, have been reaching out, trying to find, build a certain level of consensus on the basis of the fact that because we are all looking for advancement of industry, I mean, we should all try to align on the issues. Will
you be disappointed if these names you've mentioned don't come up at all?
I'll be very disappointed. You see, there's been some progress that has been made relative to the politics of the creative industry. They need people that really understand it. In the past 4 years, there's been some consistent issues that have been raised. You don't want to bring anybody that do not understand this space and the issues enough. It will be the same old. There's a reason why it took the MPP 4 years to really understand the needs and wants of industry enough to want to advance it. Also because they brought in people that did not understand the politics of the industry, of the space. It's but very important. Both Mark and Akusi Agyeman, having been active members of the industry, understand how the industry breathes. Beyond that, these have also been entrepreneurs in the industry. They've been advancing political causes for their party in the industry. They understand. They know from the top of their head issues with maybe the National Film Authority. They know what's happening in the music space. They know what has been the topical issues. They know the issues that, for instance, the NDC has consistently raised and the directions we've always sought for the state to have to enable the tourism, culture, and creative industries. And the activities and the achievements in the space cannot be overlooked. I'll be really disappointed if none of these two people make it to the ministry, to be honest. I'll really be disappointed.
Well, our time is up and I have to let you go. But
my view, for instance, when somebody was asked to read the manifesto, whatever, for the MPP, not from the space, not from the people. You know my views.
Yes. This
has been the guys that have been with us. These are the guys that we reckon understand us and will take and fight for industry in the ways from the get-go. These are people that I know I can put my neck on the line that understand how we have to move to be able to enable the industry from a state perspective.
I was expecting you to mention James Cossa-Brown. I know how close you are with James Cossa-Brown, but yes. you didn't mention. Does that mean, in your perspective, he doesn't fit for it?
Okay, so it was also because you mentioned one. James also fits it. So if you look at the analysis I made on social media, I gave a certain.
Unfortunately, I've not seen that yet. Forgive me.
Okay, I gave a certain number of names. I gave Akusi Agyeman, Makoko Kumante, James Cossa-Brown, and Juliet Asante because I'm pro-woman, and so I gave those names. Cossa-Brown also because of his active involvement in the creative arts. You reckon that he was Sarkodie's first manager, for instance, and has actually helped to birth the talent of a lot more of the Tama-based artists during the heady days of the Tama invasion or the Tama takeover. Beyond that, Cossa-Brown is an investment banker with a lot more experience in financial engineering or raising funds for massive projects in the country. If you need that person that also understands the confluence of finance, management, and creative, it's Cossa-Brown. But obviously, if there's going to be one person that also understands that connection, it's Cossa-Brown. But I was making the point that within the last 4 years, I mean, if you look at those people that have been involved from the state side, aiding the side, I was speaking for me from that particular perspective. But if you're looking for another young person that understands it and everything, it's Cossa-Brown. But for me, for now, I would wish Cossa-Brown starts off from the Free Zones Authority or possibly a deputy trade ministerial connection. You know why? You have one person who is a creative and understands the creative industry as well from that side. Mind you, any ministry, tourism, creative arts, tourism, culture, creative arts ministry will need the successful cooperation with the Ministry of Trade to thrive. There's a lot of connections and interpolations that connects to the Ministry of Trade in the ways that they are doing. For instance, the Ghana the Exim Bank, for instance, under the Trade Ministry. If you need to be able to access that fund that is at the Exim Bank to be able to provide that needed fund to industry, you need a trade industry. And so if you have a Kosa Brown who's at the deputy trade ministerial level, for instance, or within the trade setup of the state, it makes sense because he understands the business, understands the funding element of it.
Right. Okay, Sadiq, well, thank you very much for talking to us. I'll reach out to you tomorrow. Well, I'm very sure you'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah. You know we have a lot to talk about.
Yes,
I'll be expecting you, Sadiq.
Yes.
Right, thank you. Quick one. Ria, thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you, Andy.
Okay, now, Eagle Eye Summit says, Ria, please don't touch our Auntie Jifawai. The ministry has just been created at her time, so please let her name rest. If you didn't see what she did for the industry, it's not a party that's in power now. And just please, if the government truly respects us, they should give us mark. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Cletus Brand says, Marco Greg Kumante will fit perfectly in that position. Let us support and help the industry to grow in a good manner. New Manchester today I officially took time to watch the 1K video, man. The video is dope. You are a living legend indeed. That other says, Andy, greetings from Elijah. I agree with Obi Dumbie. I will endorse Afeku any day. And kudos to your man, Dr. Kreku, Mr. Rex, Mr. NS. He's a mama doctor. And the 3 Music guy, fantastic. Apart from their biases, sometimes they really make great analysis. I just like say, well, for Mark Azabiti, the anchor, and you're bad. But as to whether we'll see the effect of his contribution is another thing. I can have all the experience. One can have all the experience in the industry. It will also take a minister who also knows the arts God needs to make the experience a reality. Thank you very much for listening. My name is Andy. I will be back same time tomorrow for yet another interesting edition. Many thanks to Vodafone, Franco Trading, and Tri-Steel Roofing. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.
Hey, Charlie. This is Hitz.